All right, welcome to this video right here. Today, I'm going to cover everything you need to know to generate millions of dollars in email and SMS revenue in 2025. So with that being said, let me dive right into it. What we've got on the agenda today, first, we've got customer research, and then keeping an eye on deliverability, high converting lead capturing system. I'm going to cover having a core flow infrastructure, having a balanced email calendar, frequency and consistency optimization over aesthetics, and then I'm going to cover at the end a very solid A/B testing framework that if you want to scale your e-commerce brand, this is going to be a must have. Okay, so that being said, let me dive right into it. First things first, the pillar number one to generate millions of dollars in 2025 is understanding your customers to the T. Okay, brands with great email marketing know their customers in and out. This step may not be the flashiest, but it is critical, to be honest with you. Conducting in-depth research into your audience's behaviors, pain points, desires, and motivations ensures that your messaging, whether it is an email, a campaign, or a flow or whatever it is, resonates with them deeply. From segmentation to personalized content, everything starts with understanding who your customers are, what they care about, and how your products meet their needs as well. The difference between marketing that converts and marketing that doesn't is how well you understand your customers. So where you can find information about your customers, the Facebook ads library, subscribing to your competitors list, your reviews, Shopify and Amazon, competitor reviews, same thing, Quora, Reddit, ChatGPT as well. So I've got a video going over into market research, how to do it. I actually do market research live, so feel free to check that video out, which is extremely helpful. Okay. Now, moving on, we've got the pillar number two, which is keeping an eye on deliverability at all times. Okay, which is extremely important. So high deliverability rates are the backbone of successful email marketing. What's the point of having great emails, amazing strategy, if they all land in the spam folder, right? The first thing a brand should do is to make sure that their emails that you spend a bunch of time and resources creating are landing in primary or promotions tabs, right? Otherwise, you'll be wasting a lot of time, resources, money, etc. Optimizing deliverability is the first action step when we are actually working with a new e-commerce brand. So making sure that the emails are landing where they should be landing, okay? Now, how to spot damage deliverability. First things first, your campaign open rates have dropped below 30%. This is the first sign that your deliverability is completely damaged across the board. Also, you can check it by domain. So very often, some email providers may have some deliverability problems while others do not. For example, let me show you right now on a Klaviyo account how that looks like. So if you go to analytics dashboards and then overview dashboard here, and you add this card, which is called email deliverability by domain, you'll see all the domains here, all the inbox providers, and then what the open rates are looking like in this case for the last, let's do 30 days or 90 days is fine too. So we have a better view of what things are looking like. So here, Gmail is looking fine, as you can see here. Hotmail is looking okay. Honestly, for this account, most of the providers are looking okay. I would say potentially like Outlook, Hotmail might need some optimization, but other than that, it is looking fine. Sometimes, for example, for some brands, Gmail is looking like crap, below 30%, while the others are looking fine. So make sure to go in here, dashboards again, overview dashboard, and then add this card right here in order to take a look at what the inbox providers are looking like when it comes to the open rates. Okay, very important step as well. Third step is to, of course, the Google Postmaster, which is extremely helpful, especially for Google inbox providers. And then you'll be able to see, you'll be able to get great insights into current domain health. Most brands and agencies completely ignore these too. I don't know why, but it is extremely helpful to, again, spot damage deliverability in case you have it. Okay, very important. Now, reasons why your domain reputation might be damaged. First things first, low engagement rates. So open rates plus click rates. Having low open and click rates will result in poor deliverability because you'll be seen as a spammer in the inbox provider's eyes. 2, high spam rates. This one is pretty straightforward. If people hate you emailing them, you'll be marked as a spammer too often. For example, if this happens above 0.01%, you lead your send reputation on fire. So make sure that the actual emails you send are relevant and engaging as well. And then finally, high unsubscribe rates. Although not as damaging as this one right here, too many people above 0.3% unsubscribing from your emails too frequently can impact your send reputation negatively. So in a nutshell, make sure your emails are great and people actually enjoy them, okay? Which is something I'm gonna cover later. But for now, please keep those in mind. Now, stop wasting your time. The reason why deliverability is so important is because it doesn't matter how good your email copy design, segmentation, overall email strategy is. If your emails consistently land in the spam folder, then you're completely wasting your time and leaving a lot of money on the table. So before focusing on content ideation strategy for this 2025, focus on making sure your deliverability is on point. So we've got two situations right here. Situation number 1 and then situation number 2. The only difference here is the open rates, because for this one right here, the deliverability is damaged, and then for this one is not. They have the same lead size, everything is pretty much the same. And as you can see here, they even have the same click rate because the emails are the same. So the only difference is the open rates, and it translates into, of course, double the revenue for the brand that doesn't have damage deliverability at the end. Okay, that's why it just shows you the importance of having, again, a great sender reputation before you do anything else. All right, moving on, we've got how to fix damage deliverability, which is really important to know as well, right? Step 1, clean email list from unengaged, bounce, and the market spam emails. So to improve and maintain strong deliverability, it is essential to suppress the following segments. First, bounce emails. So we've got 2 types of bounces. Hard bounces. So these emails are permanently undeliverable, often due to typos, deactivated accounts, or invalid domains, or soft bounces. This could be like temporary issues like a full inbox or server problems. Although they may resolve on their own, regularly cleaning your list prevents a buildup of soft bounces as well, which is really key for great deliverability. So this is definition for this segment right here, okay? Person has bounce email is at least 3 overall time, where bounce type is equals soft, or person has bounce email at least once overall time, where bounce type equals hard. And of course, person can receive email marketing. And then the other segment to clean from your email list is the marked as spam emails. This includes contacts who have marked you as a spammer, as spam. So continuing to send emails to these recipients can seriously harm your deliverability. So what's the definition here? Person has marked email as spam at least once for a time, or person, it should be person can receive email marketing, right? Finally, unengaged contacts. So these are people who have not interacted with your emails in a long time and are unlikely to do so in the future. So keeping them on your list lowers your deliverability and increases your Klaviyo bill without any real benefit. So definition here, person has received email is at least 10 overall time, and person has opened email 0 times in the last 180 days, and person has clicked email 0 times in the last 180 days, and person can receive email marketing. So how to suppress this from your account? For example, in this case, if I go to list and segments here, let's say this is the segment, I just click here and then I click on suppress current members. Easy as that, okay? Now, moving on. So step 2 to make sure you've got to fix your deliverability is turn off non-crucial flows. So apart from the welcome flow, browse abandonment, cart and checkout abandonment, and thank you flow, other flows generally don't deliver high engagement rates. To maximize engagement metrics, at least in the short term, it's best basically to concentrate on these high performing flows only. So these non-crucial flows could be sunset and engage, customer winback, site abandonment, review collection, birded flow, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Now, step 3, send to engage segments only. So start with engage 15 days for a couple of weeks or 3 to 5 emails. You can monitor open rates. If they're above 50%, expand time window to 30 days. If they are below 50%, keep sending to this segment for an extra 35 emails. And then you can repeat process until you expand to engage 180. So you can do engage 15 days, engage 30, engage 60, engage 120, and then engage 180. So these are the conditions for the engage segment. Person has open email or clicked or active on site or view product or added to cart or checkout started or place an order in the last 180 days, okay? And of course, they can receive email marketing here. I can see it, but it's there. So pretty straightforward, okay? Now, quick recap when it comes to deliverability, which is one of the most important pillars, is first, clean your email list from unengaged, marketed spam, and bounce emails. Turn off non-crucial flows to maximize engagement metrics. Send to engage segments exclusively. And fourth, expand sending window based on deliverability metrics, okay? So that's that for basically your sending reputation. So yeah, those are like 5 extra tips for great deliverability. Limit links in your emails as much as possible. Compress images to reduce file size. Send campaigns, encouraging subscribers to add you to your email address contacts. Mark it as important. Move it to the primary tab or reply. Fourth, determine the best and send day and time by running tests constantly. And then fifth, utilize plain text emails more. Use them for better deliverability and conversions. All right. Now, pillar number 3 is never stop optimizing your pop-up. You see, if your pop-up is not converting at least 5% of your traffic, then there's definitely a lot of work to do here. Successful brands prioritize capturing leads, and a high converting pop-up is one of the best tools for this, okay? Brands aim for at least a 5% conversion rate on their pop-ups, optimizing them constantly, especially the offer, which can be the biggest driver of signups. But they just don't stop at collecting email addresses. They also gather zero-party data, which is information that customers willingly provide to understand pain points and motivations. This data is crucial for tailoring the next steps in the customer journey and crafting personalized experiences. Most brands ignore zero-party data completely. I'm going to show you what that looks like, but it is so powerful to honestly generate millions with email marketing, as I mentioned before. So let me show you what zero-party data collection actually looks like. So for example, in this store right here, Sana Supplements, I got the pop-up. It says you've got 10% off. Tell us what's your goal. And then by clicking here, I'm giving them information about what I want, what my goal is, and they can tailor the welcome series, for example, accordingly. So actually the copy and everything actually resonates with me way more, right? So, and that's it. They only ask one question, which is pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. That's what zero-party data actually looks like, okay? So if you haven't, feel free to implement this in your strategy. And again, use those findings, that data to tailor. Could be the welcome series, could be some abandoned flows as well, depending what the customer replied on that pop-up right there, okay? Now, moving on, we've got on the pillar number 4. And by the way, I forgot to cover. So these are the top 3 mistakes to avoid with your pop-up. One is having a weak offer. Of course, one of the most important things when it comes to the pop-up is testing multiple offers. Could be a fixed discount, could be a percentage discount, could be free shipping, could be a free gifted purchase. This is something you have to test on your own to see what offers resonate more with your audience. Second is having triggers that are off. For example, showing the pop-up 30 seconds later. One of the most optimal kind of time delays for your pop-up is between 8 and 12 seconds. And then also utilizing exit intent as well for desktop pop-ups, okay? And finally, asking for too much. Of course, collecting zero-party data is very important, but just don't collect useless information that doesn't add any value and adds friction. For example, I don't know, last name, birthday, for example, birthday date. That's something you could ask, but once the prospect has become a customer, not before, okay? So don't ask just pointless information. Now, pillar number 4, craft a complete flow infrastructure. This is probably one of the most important parts right here. So flows are money on autopilot. Having the proper flow infrastructure is going to help you make money 24/7 and tap into every stage of the entire customer journey. Very important here. If your pop-up is not converting at least 4% of your traffic on both mobile and desktop, fix that first, okay? So again, A/B test offers, then triggers, finally copy and design. That's why I covered pop-up before, because the pop-up is the backbone of your e-marketing strategy, and then you've got your flows, right? Now, what are the core flows that every brand actually needs? First things first, of course, the good old welcome series. So the goal here is to convert website signups, and just turn them into paying customers. Length, at least 5 to 6 emails long. This is going to be by far the most profitable flow and the most valuable one for prospect education and nurturing. Make sure this flow is completely dialed in, right? Mistakes to avoid: not using dynamic discount codes, having smart sign on, having double opt-in on, very important, having a short welcome sequence, not having urgency, not covering multiple USPs, and introducing the brand mission of founders, not tagging people in the flow to exclude them from campaigns. And these are some of the content buckets you can utilize for this flow right here. On the email number 1, you can have a welcome message, very simple, and then the incentive offer at the pop-up. Don't overcomplicate this first email. It's made to convey the discount code, the offer, as soon as possible. Email number 2, we've got the team founders. We've got brand mission, validation stories, and then unique selling points, what makes you the brand different, and what to expect as well. Email number 3, social proof email. Goal here is to get people over the line. So testimonials, success stories, PR, awards, influence, collaborations. If you collected zero-party data, for example, you can set up conditional splits at this stage to further personalize, or even before as well, right? Email number 4, product information, showcase bestsellers. You can dive into the USPs again. Email number 5, last chance for incentive plus FAQs or objection handling. And this is why dynamic codes are important, because if your code is welcome 15, people know it's not going to expire, right? If your code is welcome as L789, G, whatever, they know it's going to expire, and the actual urgency is real, right? So that's why dynamic codes are important to use here. And then 6, email number 6 or more, you can dive into more brand product education, and then you can actually use like past high performing campaigns you've sent before as a broadcast campaign, and then use that as a email in your flow. Okay. Now, next we've got the site abandonment. So the goal here is to educate, make people aware of the brand, and drive people down the funnel. Length 3 to 5 emails. So content buckets to cover for this flow right here. Email number 1 could be you can showcase popular products. You can touch on unique benefits that could encourage a purchase, free shipping over X amount, all natural, less calories, etc. Email number 2, you can have some social proof focus emails, or highlight unique USPs or company mission as well. All right, next we've got the product abandonment flow. So the goal here is to remind people of the products they've visited, their unique selling points, and drive people down the funnel to check out and purchase. The length of these flows should be between 2 and 5 emails. And then some examples here. The mistakes to avoid: add the product tracking to my site is off on Klaviyo. Smart sending is on, not having urgency, not covering multiple unique selling points, and not tagging people in the flow to exclude them from your campaigns, from your broadcast campaigns. And these are pretty much some of the same mistakes we saw with the welcome series and other flows as well. The content buckets to utilize here: email number 1 is use it as a reminder of the items they viewed. You just don't need to overcomplicate this first email. It should be pretty straightforward and serve as a simple reminder. Email number 2 is you can add some context and cover the unique selling points of your brand as a whole, not the products viewed specifically. So you can utilize social proof, testimonials, reviews, and press as well. And then you can also offer an incentive. It could be a discount or whatever it is. Email number 3, you can introduce the incentive if you didn't in the previous email, or add urgency to the offer if you had an incentive for the email number 2, okay? Next email, we've got the abandoned cart. You can remind cart items plus push the purchase. This is not the abandoned checkout flow. So these are 2 different flows, right? This is the abandoned cart, which is different. Length here is 3 to 6 emails. Email number 1 should have a reminder that they have items in the cart. You can mention benefits such as free shipping or for spending X dollars. Email number 2, items are seated in the cart. Same thing, very simple reminders. You can include product testimonials to nudge them in the right direction. Email number 3 can offer a discount to new customers, not returning. And you can offer, you can have some social proof and then feature in section as well, kind of press. And then other product recommendations with a dynamic product block here. Next, we've got the abandoned checkout. So this is same as abandoned cart. You can also be a bit more aggressive because this is further down the funnel. Length for 6 emails. And then some of key things to keep in mind for this very crucial flow. Let me scroll down. Essentially tag people who go through the flow to exclude them from the campaigns, as I mentioned before. So you can get rid of the tags when they've gone through the entire flow, by the way, right? You can add some SMS steps if you want, less to returning customers though, ideally. If it is a returning customer, so a customer already, don't offer discounts on this flow right here. Also tailor the copy to acknowledge that we know they're customers already. Instead, you can promote payment plans or subscriptions, for example, instead of like doing offers. This flow should be at least 4 emails long, and don't give margin discounts too soon on the first 2 emails, for example. The first 2 emails should be used only as reminders, very simple reminders. People get busy because of kids' work. They just don't have the credit card with them, whatever. So just don't have discounts on the first few emails, okay? You can also condition split the flow based on high value versus low value card. If the card is low value, you can potentially don't want to give them an incentive on the 3rd email or 4th or whatever. You might want to do something like buy now, pay later, right? For high value cards, you might want to give them margin on that 3rd email straight away. Again, only for prospects and not customers, okay? Content buckets for this flow right here. Email number 1 should be a reminder. Pretty straightforward, simple works here. Always remember to use dynamic blocks. Email number 2, have some social proof, testimonials, PR, influencers, user-generated content, brand product and selling points and benefits. Email number 3, you can potentially show payment programs, buy now, pay later, or offer discounts or whatever it is if new customers. Email number 4 should be used as an last chance for the incentive, plus FAQs or objection handling, okay? Moving on, we've got the post-purchase sequence, which is one of the most important ones by far. The goal here is to reduce buyer's remorse, build hype, increase product enjoyment, upsell, cross-sell, and convert first-time purchasers into repeat purchasers. Length, 4 to 12 plus emails, to be honest. The content buckets. We actually separate the thank you flow into 2 different flows technically. First one is with the trigger place order. So email number 1 is the thank you for your purchase, plus send people to your social channels. Wait 30 minutes to 1 hour. And then we've got the email number 2, which is an immediate upsell, cross-sell with great offer with urgency. So this is to increase LTV. And then once the order has been fulfilled, we've got email number 1. And this is where we showcase success stories and what makes our products or your products better than others in the market. Goal here is to reduce buyer's remorse. Email number 2, you can provide a product education for maximum enjoyment and or for product care. This is going to help your customers get the best results with your product, which equals less returns and happy customers. Email number 3, cross-sell, upsell with relevant products. You can use urgency here, and this is going to increase LTV. Email number 4, last chance for that upsell cross-sell offer, increase LTV as the goal. Email number 5 is to collect reviews, unique user-generated content. You can offer an incentive to further accelerate social proof collection as well here, right? So I don't know, record a video. We're going to give you 20% on your next order, for example, right? Email number 6, we've got send people to other channels. That could be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook groups, etc. And this is to stay omnipresent. Sorry, in case they churn, which they eventually will. Everybody churns at some point. So keep that in mind. Bonus, email number 7, you can choose your referral system. Email number 8, you can collect qualitative data for better marketing decisions and product development. So this is where you can have like surveys and stuff like that, which are extremely powerful and helpful for product development and other marketing mediums. For example, CRO, right? This is where you can definitely collect like very precious information about your customers. Trust me. So make sure you have this survey email inside your thank you flow. Okay. Now, next, we've got the VIP flow. So the goal with this flow is to increase LTV and brand ambassadors. These are your most valuable customers, so treat them well. Length is 2 to 5 emails. And then the content buckets to cover. Email number 1 is you gotta let them know they're special, they're VIP. I'll lay out the VIP perks and then potentially show them a larger discount they can get if they purchase, etc. because they're a VIP. Email number 2, offer a reminder if you show them a discount here, and then you can also have a popular products here as well. They should have, of course, some perks for being a VIP, so make sure to lay those in there. Let them know that these VIPs exist because these perks exist because they're a VIP. Very important. Next, we've got the good old customer win-back. So the goal here is to recover lost customers, increase LTV. Length, 3 to 7 emails, around that mark. Content buckets, email number 1, a soft notch, check-in, just to put us back on the radar. Let the customers know you noticed they left. If you have relevant updates, such as new products, this is your chance to showcase them. Can offer discounts right off the bat to win them back. Email number 2, reminder of the incentive. You have an incentive here from the first email. This email typically has more urgency, so include different products that you included in email number 1. So if email number 1 was bestsellers, this email can show new releases, right? Include strong social proof as well. And then email number 3, you can utilize some urgency and can include unique quality benefits, unique selling points as well for this one. Okay, next one, we've got the replenishment flow for consumable product brands. Our goal here is to remind customers to replenish their products, which equals increased LTV. Length, 3 to 5 emails. Next, we've got the sunset unengaged. So the goal is to get rid of the unengaged, clean your email list, and reduce Klaviyo and improve deliverability. Length, 1 to 2 emails, right? And then finally, I think this is the last flow we've got here in this video, which is the review request, really important. The goal is to collect reviews, UGC for social proof. Length, 1 to 3 emails as well. And then final one, birthday flow. This is optional. This is kind of secondary, to be honest. The goal here is to increase LTV through personalized offers. Length, 1 to 3 emails. The pillar number 5 for great email marketing this 2025 is having a balanced email calendar as well. Consistency is crucial, but so is variety and strategy. Although sales and discounts are important, too many promotional emails can get your audience used to buying from you only when you have promotions, offers, discounts. Plus, you also want your brand to be seen as an expert in your industry, in your field. Educational content, product tips, user-generated stories, and blog updates provide value beyond the sale, keeping your audience engaged over the long term. Customer research plays a key role here, right? As knowing your audience ensures your content stays relevant and meaningful. That's why, again, collecting zero-party data or through surveys or whatever it is so important. Pillar number 6 is maintaining an optimal campaign cadence, right? So, a consistent cadence of 3 or 4 emails per week keeps your brand top of mind, increasing open and click-through rates. However, more than 6 emails a week can overwhelm subscribers and lead to unsubscribes in most cases. Sending too few emails can result in missed revenue opportunities, while sending too many can lead to unsubscribe or email fatigue. Very important points here. Create skimmable content. Short, focused emails with single topics are way more effective than lengthy ones. Concise, easy to read messages improve retention and reduce unsubscribe rates. Content variety. As mentioned in the previous slides, a structured email calendar helps maintain consistency and ensures a good mix of content, with each email serving a strategic purpose in the sales funnel while avoiding self-fatigue, right? This positions your brand as both a product provider and an industry resource. Proven success. Research shows that frequent, well-timed emails result in higher sales and greater customer loyalty. Regular touch points ensure your brand stays relevant and stands out in crowded inboxes in crowded industries, for example, right? Finally, community engagement. Emails that build a sense of community faster, stronger customer connections, encouraging engagement and repeat purchases. So all this to say is that having great content on a consistent basis, 3 or 4 emails a week, should be the backbone of your email broadcast campaign strategy. So make sure you have your cadence dialed in, make sure you have the resources to basically produce emails on a consistent basis, right? And if you don't, feel free to book a time that works for you with me. We can go over your Klaviyo account and we can put together a specific plan of attack for your brand. We would love to help you. We've been in marketing for over 4 years and we've generated over $20 million in new revenue. So we'd be more than happy to help you out with this right here. Okay. Enough of that. Let me dive into the next pillar, which is focusing on optimization over statics. What do I mean by that? I mean that on the email design side of things. You see, the above default section is the most important module of your entire email. Your ATF section is your hook, same as a Facebook ad, right? So it is critical to make sure people understand the offer, the angle of the email within the first 3 seconds. The headline first, subheadline, and first CTA should be all above default. Everything needs to be conveyed right away. So don't waste valuable real estate as most people skim through the emails. So by this pillar right here, I meant focusing on email optimization over email statics, okay? So design optimization over design statics. That's what I meant pretty much here, okay? And that's why the ATF is so important. Also, another very important point is that loading time is killing your conversions. I mentioned compressing your images before, but I'm going to cover that here again, which is if your emails take a lot to load, then that's going to potentially impact your conversions. Why? Because people will not wait a lot of time for an email to load. Also, from a deliverability perspective, if your email is too heavy, then the chances of that email landing in the inbox promotions folder decrease tremendously. So what's the solution? Compress your image slice using tools like TinyPNG, which is the one we use at the agency. Very straightforward. Okay. Another thing is make sure you optimize your content, your email content for mobile. Make sure the fonts are large enough if your email is graphic based, right? Like for example, here, everything is very clear on my phone. However, here, this is very too small. I just couldn't read it on my phone, right? So if your emails are graphic based, then make sure the fonts in the designs are large enough so they're visible on mobile. The reason why is that since they're images, the text is not responsive, of course. It's a graphic-based email. So make sure that the fonts you use are large enough, right? Next, make sure the color contrasts are optimized. Here, very hard to read, right? So make sure the color contrast you use they have great contrast, and you can actually read everything. I have very, very poor vision, and it's impossible basically to read this right here, to be honest with you. So make sure you use optimal contrast in your colors in your email designs. Next, we've got making sure the email is optimized for dark mode. So use transparent PNGs, add a white outline glow to your black logo, and then be mindful of color changes and adapt your design. What do I mean by this right here? By the white outline glow is like, for example, in this case, they have a black logo, and then you cannot see it. It's not visible whatsoever because they have a dark mode background here, right? So make sure you have a outline glow around your logo so you can actually see it. Next is making sure you use lots of white space. Nothing worse than having an email with a ton of elements crammed together. It's not readable, and most people will close the email because you cannot read anything. It's stressful, right? Make sure you use enough white space so all the elements plus the copy of your email flow well and look great. Here, enough white space, whereas here, everything is so close to each other. It's just very hard to read and just doesn't look pretty and just overall static and just easy to read whatsoever. It's too much, right? And then do this if you want great emails. Test your email on your phone before sending. I cannot tell you how many times this has saved us at the agency from sending emails that are not optimized, right? So Klaviyo's preview might be misleading, and every device inbox provider is different. So preview your email on your phone prior to sending to your list to ensure quality. Make sure that before scheduling, you check out the email in your actual phone. Again, I cannot tell you how many times this has saved us, so make sure you do that as well. Alrighty? Now, Some last words here on email designs. While beautiful designs can make a strong impression, optimization is even more critical for driving results. High-performing brands focus on making sure their emails are designed to be mobile-friendly, with clear CTAs and optimized above default sections and streamlined layouts that prioritize conversions. They know that overly complex designs or slow-loading emails can hurt engagement, especially on mobile devices. So functionality and user experience come first, but they still ensure their emails reflect their brand's identity. Okay, so this pretty much sums up everything I covered before about email designs. Alrighty, now we've got the pillar number 8, which is having a solid A/B testing framework. This is so critical. Some important points and concepts. Always have a hypothesis. A/B testing, just for the sake of A/B testing, will result in a waste of time and lack of efficiency. Before A/B testing a component of your email marketing strategy, you should always have a goal and a hypothesis in mind. For example, if your current pop-up has a 15% off offer and you want to A/B test it, then you should build a hypothesis around that. What if I increase to 20% or 25%? I'm pretty sure the open will increase. Let's test it out, right? This is the scientific method. You have an observation, then you have a question, then you have a hypothesis, then you do the experiment, the A/B test, conclusion, and result, right? Very straightforward. And then after that, make sure that you define your KPI. You're not always going to aim to increase the place order metric or like revenue metric, right? With some tests, even if they impact the place order metric indirectly, the goal is to improve other vanity metrics, right? So depending on the A/B test you run, it's really important to define the KPI you're trying to maximize. It could be place order rate, could be click rate, could be open rate, could be opt-in rate, or whatever it is, okay? Track your results. With everything live, what gets measured gets managed, right? So when running A/B test, make sure to write down the results you get from it for future reference. If your goal is to maximize your email revenue, then you will most likely be running multiple A/B tests simultaneously. Then that's why it is crucial to track everything you do at all times. Create a simple goal sheet with different tabs, pop-ups, flows, and campaigns, and that's where you can run the different A/B tests simultaneously as well. Next, we've got another very important point, extremely important, is test one variable at a time. Much like a scientific experiment, if you test multiple variables in one single test and see a significant difference, you won't be able to pinpoint the exact needle mover. That's why when A/B testing a component, subject line, offer, copy, layout, whatever it is, ensure you only change one variable. Important. Wait until you achieve statistical significance to draw conclusions as well. For example, if you run an A/B test with Klaviyo, you'll be able to, that's going to automatically tell you when you have achieved statistical significance, okay? Now, next we've got, essentially don't waste your time A/B testing low leverage components. If you think about it, you can A/B test absolutely every single component of every single thing of your email marketing strategy. Button colors on a campaign A/B test. 4-day versus 5-day delay on the third email of a customer win-back flow, changing one word on one step of the pop-up form. Some things are just not worth A/B testing because they'll waste your time and the difference will be so marginal that it'll take ages to achieve statistical significance, okay? In the next slides, I'm gonna cover what is worth A/B testing and where you should spend most of your time optimizing. So just pay attention here. First, we've got the pop-ups. So your pop-up, as I mentioned before, is the backbone of your entire email marketing strategy. Low sign-up rate equals way lower email revenue because less people enter your email funnels and you will not grow your email list as quickly. I've got a bunch of grammar mistakes here, so I apologize for that. There are 4 main elements you can A/B test with your pop-up. First one is the offer. So the offer in your pop-up is by far the biggest needle mover when it comes to your pop-up performance. So as I mentioned before, you can test a bunch of different offers here. Second, we've got the triggers. So what makes the pop-up appear also play a huge role in the opt-in rate. You want them to show at the right time for the best results. 3, design. Although not as important as the 2 previous elements, sometimes it is worth A/B testing some graphic components such as button colors, photos used, etc. To optimize it further. And then 4th, copy. The reason why I put copy as the last component is because in most cases, the pop-up copy should be extremely simple and straightforward. We want to convey the offer as soon as possible, all right? Without any fluff. So as I mentioned before, the offer is king. Some offers, static discount. This is better for high AOV products. Percentage discount, better for low AOV products. Free gift with product, free gift or product with first purchase. You can use a high margin product for this one as a gift. Free shipping, because free always works. Giveaway, cashback, access to exclusive community. So there's a bunch of offers you can test. Feel free to test those and see which one resonates the most with your audience. Really important. So that should be one of the core tests you run at all times, okay? Next, triggers. There's not a lot of room for testing here on the pop-up triggers. However, there's certain things that can definitely make a difference. So use different triggers for mobile and desktop, right? You should actually have two different pop-ups, one for mobile and then one for desktop. For mobile, we use 8 to 20 second time delay and then a 60 to 80 second scroll distance percentage as well. For desktop, we use exit intent plus 8 to 20 second time delay and then a 60 to 80 second scroll distance percentage as well, right? So the only difference here is that for desktop, we also have a exit intent in most cases as well, right? In general, you can mostly play around with the time delays and scroll distance percentages to maximize opt-in rates. The biggest difference will come from A/B testing extremes. So 4 seconds time delay versus 12 seconds time delay. Design. So some designs elements you can A/B test: button colors, lifestyle versus product in use photos, sizing, formatting. Not a lot to test, to be honest here. Okay. Copy. So as mentioned before, pop-up copy is often overrated. With pop-ups, the most important thing is to communicate the offer immediately. Pop-ups are intrusive by nature, so we want to communicate efficiently, right? So try to keep the copy short and concise. You can A/B test CTA copy or how you phrase the offer, etc., etc. For example, here, sign up and get 10% off. What about 10% off your first order, right? So it should make a huge difference, but this is something you can always test here as well. So also, that this is a very important point is make sure that besides testing the opt-in rate only, you also test the lead to conversion rate. This is where most brands and experienced email marketers miss the mark. When you A/B test a pop-up, you must take into account the lead to conversion rate too. What does that mean? It means the percentage of people who opted in and proceeded to place an order. The reason why this is important is that some offers might lead to a higher opt-in rate, but a lower lead to conversion rate. For example, a giveaway offer where you've got a bunch of people signing up to your pop-up because they want free stuff, but they just don't convert optimally. They just don't convert at all, right? This ultimately leads to being less efficient and profitable with your pop-up, okay? Now, another very important component to test is campaign components and formatting. So graphic-based versus text-based, for example. This is one of our favorite A/B tests run at the campaign level. Lots of brands underutilize and underestimate the power of text-based email. So we like to A/B test a graphic-based email from time to time versus a text-based campaign, especially when running a promotion. Test it with your brand. The results might shock you because, to be honest, in most cases, text-based work better just because they're so different and people are not used to them, right? Benefits of text-based: easier to produce, of course, it doesn't require any graphic component, better deliverability, genuine, original, and authentic. This is what a text-based email looks like, in this case from Matt, the founder and CEO of Lofty, right? Very straightforward. Some other campaign elements to test: emails are a compilation of modules, so when putting together an email, you can play around with the elements you decide to use and maybe test what formats tend to work better. For example, this is some of the modules you can use: social proof, product highlights, comparison tables, charts, guarantees, PR, dynamic blocks. And then, for example, here, and by the way, remember to test one variable at a time. Here, I've got a USB section here, whereas here, even though the top section is the same, here I've got some social proof, right? Very straightforward. Third, we've got sending day and time. So this one is pretty straightforward. Aim to maximize open rates when A/B testing sending day and time. Of course, don't do this with time-sensitive promos and flash sales. So It could be Mondays work better, weekends, morning, late afternoon, evening. So run some tests, see what works better for your audience and your industry. Every brand and industry and audience is very different. So make sure you have some A/B tests running for this specific purpose here. Okay. Fourth, subject lines in high impact flows. Very important and very easy to set up as well. As simple as it may sound, testing subject lines in the first few emails of some high impact flows could make huge differences to your email marketing performance. Those flows include welcome series, abandoned checkout, and post-purchase, right? Very straightforward. This one is our favorite A/B test to run because it is extremely simple to set up. And as I mentioned, it could yield great results. Let's say, I don't know, you have a bunch of traffic and then you receive 10,000. I mean, I don't know, you convert like 500 people every day through your sign up, through your pop-up. And then you, of course, there's like, let's say like 1,000 new people receive your welcome series every single day, right? If you're able to maximize the opt-in rate, the open rates of your first email of your welcome series through A/B testing different subject lines, then the results are going to be amazing, right? The uplift in revenue is going to be tremendous, okay? So no excuses. Make sure you run these subject line A/B tests on a consistent basis as well. Okay, so it's been a long one. Thank you so much for sticking around. Hopefully you found value in it. If you did, please don't forget to drop a like and a comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're running an e-commerce brand doing over 50K per month right now and you want a high-performing email marketing team to handle your retention marketing, feel free to go into the description box below. There's going to be a Calendly link to my Calendly right here. Feel free to book it that works for you. We can put together a free Klaviyo audit of your account plus a free specific plan of attack for 2025. We'll be more than happy to help you out. So yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.